I manage when I handle hoes. I touch a camel toe and she gon' blow me like a candle until I'm revving my manifold. She dig my grandma but couldn't handle the fact I slander bitches who wear Gucci sandals and bust it open like cantaloupe for nothing.
Salutations, family. It's your player partner, Storm Hall, and I'd like to welcome you all back to Inside the Eye of the Storm. On this episode of Inside the Eye of the Storm, I'll be doing a rate and reaction to the wildly popular Pop the Balloon or Find Love show. And this is going to be a little bit different, family. I'm actually going to jump in and rate the contestants, the way they look, their fashion. I'm a fashion connoisseur and I just love fashion. So I'm going to jump in. I'm going to rate these people's overall appearance, their initial first impression, and then I'm going to jump in and give a little bit of social discourse from the interaction on this dating show. Let's hop into this episode already in progress, and I'm going to break it down without further ado. Okay, we have the first contestant, and she seems like she's an averagely attractive woman. She has a good bone structure, it appears. She's not a bad looking woman at all. The hair is a little bit over the top to me. The Jane Fonda 80s big hair is a little bit too much for me. Most black men say time and time again they don't really like the overdoing it with the extensions and the false hair, but women still find it necessary to do so. As far as the outfit goes, the outfit is 100% not doing it for me. The silver boots and the silver pants are just too much. It looks like this woman is wrapped up in 2 rolls of aluminum foil. She looks like the Tin Man off the Wizard of Oz. It's just too much. She really should have came with like some black strappy shoes or maybe some black booties, and it would have really set off the contrast with the black top. But she chose to go with the silver on silver, and it just wasn't doing it. But for her overall appearance, she is an attractive woman facially, so I'll give her a 5 out. She's an averagely attractive woman. If she's out, she probably garners attention from men. Let's jump in to the next contestant, family. Okay, we have the next contestant here. As you can see, this young lady has on, she chose to wear a white and black short ensemble, which is very attractive to me. This woman has a nice physique. As you can see, she appears to be fit. She chose the monochromatic look of the black and white short ensemble, and then she gave it a little bit of flair with the red kitten heels and the red person. It really sets it off to me, family. This woman is a very attractive woman from head to toe. She has a very nice body. And she appears to be well put together. Facially, she's an attractive woman. I would actually give this woman, family, a 7. I would really give her a 7 because she appears to be a well put together woman. We'll have to see what she speaks like and how she articulates and carries herself. But for my initial impression, I give her a 7. Let's jump into the third contestant, family. Okay, with the third contestant, you can see she's a more of a thicker young lady. I don't like her choice of dress. They call those baby doll dresses, and it's just not flattering to her body style. She should have picked something a little better fitted. And then the contrast with the pink and the red shoes. Pink and red are basically the same color on the spectrum. Pink is just red with a little more white added to it. She should have chose a different color shoe to go along with the dress. The dress is ill-fitting. As far as physically though, facially, she's not a very unattractive woman. She's an averagely attractive woman. It's just a poor selection of outfit and shoes really knocks her down a peg. So where I would give her a 5 for being an average looking woman, I have to give her a 4.5. She's average looking. She probably would garner some attention out in public. I don't know from the top tier of men, but she would garner some attention. So let's jump in now to the fourth contestant, family, and see what we have here. Okay, so with the fourth contestant here, it's very interesting. We have this young lady. She chose to come out in an olive dress. She appears to be fit and feminine. She has a very nice physique, nice long legs. She has a plain olive dress, but she really jazzes the dress up with the choice of the strappy metallic heels. Her choice of accessories are very nice, especially with the upper arm bracelet. But this woman physique actually sets it off. It's like my grandfather used to always say. My grandfather was an impeccably dressed man. He used to say a lot of times, sometimes it's not the clothes, but the rack that you hang them on. And this woman is hanging this dress on a very nice rack. Let's jump into the fifth contestant and see what we have, family. Okay, we have the fifth contestant here, and as you can see, the young lady is a taller young lady. She's a thicker young lady. What we refer to a lot of times in the black community as a stallion. She's not overweight by any means. She's an attractive woman. A lot of times, black men come with the sentiment that they don't like the hair, they don't like the weaves and the lace front wigs, but we do like the braids, and this young woman has the braids. She has an attractive face to pull off the braids, so that's a plus for her. As far as the dress, I'm not really feeling the dress with the knee-high suede boots. The dress almost seems more like a springy dress, and the boots almost seem like they're wintertime boots. A lot of people, both male and female, have a problem with this, where they mix seasonal styles, and it just doesn't come off appropriately. Also, like I said, she's a little bit on the thicker side. When you look at her thighs, they seem like they could be a little bit firmer. Maybe she needs to hit the gym to firm up a little bit. But on average, I wouldn't say this is a bad looking woman. I would actually give this woman probably a 6.5 in my opinion. She's not a real bad looking woman. Let's jump in and see what we have with the next contestant. And here we have the next contestant. Facially, she's an attractive woman. Like I said, black men trumpet the sentiment all over, all the time that we like the braids, and we do. These braids look very attractive on this woman. She's an attractive looking woman facially. Physique wise, she doesn't have a bad body. She has a nice body, but the outfit is just not doing it. It comes off as very cheap. It comes off as just thrown together. It's something you'll see a woman bow to Ross or Rainbow or something like that. It seems like it wasn't well thought out. It's not bad looking on her. It's just not going to stand out in a crowd. If a man sees her out in a club or out in a social event, this dress is not going to stand out, and then it gives off low budget for real, just in my opinion. And she's not a bad looking woman by any means. The outfit and the shoes are going to take her down a peg or two. But I would give this woman a 5.5. She's above average attractiveness. And she doesn't come off bad. It's just the outfit takes a little something away. She's not going to stand out in the crowd with this dress. And it might be a dress that she runs into 2 or 3 other women at the same event with on. It's just a generic dress. Let's jump into the next contestant. Okay, so we have the next contestant. As you can see, she's an attractive woman. She's not real bad looking. Facially, she's okay. Her physique, on the other hand, she's on the thicker side. I like her. I really like her ensemble, and actually, what she's wearing is probably my favorite so far. The liquid leggings does accentuate her curves. She has the black leather booties on that sets it off, and then she comes out with the free-flowing looser top to contrast the form fitting of the leggings. And you can tell it's an expensive top. It actually looks real good on her, and you can tell she got a little bit of fashion sense. So far, she has on the best looking outfit of any of the women that comes out. And then, you know, men love the off the shoulder look. That's always been a thing. That's a timeless look for women. So far, I will put this woman as the best dressed out of the whole group. And as far as attractiveness and what I would have to rate her, I would give her a 6.5. She's an attractive woman. But let's jump to the next contestant and give them their rating. And we have the next contestant, Lil Redbone, with the blonde hairstyle. I would say she's not bad looking at all. She's a aesthetically pleasing woman facially. It appears through her body she's a little bit on the softer side. It appears she may have lost a lot of weight, or either she's a little bit on the pudgy side. I hate to use that terminology, but she seems a little bit on the pudgy side. She could use a little bit of gym to tone herself up, a little bit of hitting the gym to tone herself up. I don't like the dress. Once again, the dress appears to be low budget. I don't like the floral pattern. You could buy this dress at any wholesale retailer, Marshalls, Ross, TJ Maxx. It just seems very low effort. I do like the shoes though. The strappy shoes are nice. It appears she has a very nice pedicure. So she did put some effort forth. But the dress, it takes a little something away from me. I'll give this woman probably a 5.5 also. She's average appearance. She's the type of girl you see her in the club. It's hit or miss. It depends on what kind of night you're having. You might holler at her, you might not, but she's not really going to jump out and stand out to you. So like I said, I'll give her a 5.5, and let's continue with the episode, family.
So we're going to be bringing out some single men when they come around this corner one by one. If he's your type, do not pop your balloon. However, if there's anything that he says that you're not really feeling, whatever it is, red flags, I don't know, go ahead and pop your balloon. And then I'll go over to a few of you and see why you ended up popping. Are we ready? Yeah. Oh, yeah. You guys sound like a little choir. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and bring out our first single guy. Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
My name is Jay.
Jay?
Jay.
Jay, okay. Jay, how old are you?
47.
And what do you do?
I'm the founder and CEO of Smartly Technologies. We bring technologies to life. One of the best inventions that we've done is the Smart Business Card. That's basically you tap somebody's phone, all the information comes into.
Okay, and right offhand, we have our first male contestant to step onto the show, Mr. J. He goes through his whole synopsis of what he does for a living, and it seems like this gentleman is very successful as far as garnering resources and what he does for a living. Right offhand, there's a few red flags that jumps out to me as this guy's appearance. He's 47 years old, and he comes out dressed not like a 47-year-old. When you look at him, he dresses a little bit on the younger side, even down to the haircut. I don't really care for the haircut. The mohawk is a little bit dated now. I know it did have a comeback a few years back, but it's kind of dated now. Then also the excessive use of the hair coloring, the Beijing to accentuate the hairline and the beard. It's a little bit overdone, and it makes him appear to be trying too hard to be younger looking. As a mature gentleman, he's around my age. Sometimes you have to embrace the gray. Sometimes you have to come out. You have to be more assertive in your masculinity. And women really appreciate that. That's why the gray foxes have jumped into prominent here lately, because a lot of women, they appreciate the mature masculine aesthetic of a man that actually shows his gray. Another thing that jumps out to me is the numerous logos that this young man chooses to wear. He has the top that's covered in Gucci print. He's advertising that he's well off and he has resources. And as a mature gentleman, you don't need to do this, family. When you look, he has on the Gucci shirt, he has on the Gucci watch, he has on the big clunky Gucci sneakers, and it's just overdoing it. A lot of times in the black community, we try to express our self-worth by wearing labels a lot of time. When you're an older gentleman and you're affluent and you're doing well for yourself, you don't have to try to advertise by being a billboard for a lot of these luxury brands. The quality of the fabric that you wear, the fit of a lot of your clothing, that'll speak volumes for the level and the class that you have. Women see older men, especially in their 40s on up, they're looking for sophistication. They're looking for men to be well put together. And they really, that's when you really come off as a high value man, or a man that really gets the bag and really these women should be attracted to. Not coming out looking like you're still in your late 20s, early 30s, wearing a bunch of logos, trying to show that you got money. This is not attractive to women, especially for a 47-year-old man. But let's jump back into the episode and let's break it down some more, family.
Did get a few pop balloons.
Sure.
Let's go on over there and see why they ended up popping. Let's start over here. If we can have your name and age.
My name is Katrina, and I'm 46.
And Katrina, what do you do?
I'm a travel nurse.
Nice. And why did you end up popping your balloon?
I popped my balloon because he's not my type. I don't like the haircut. It's kind of not my thing.
No worries.
Too much of the facial hair is just not my type.
And like I said, family, and go back to the foreshadowing of my initial comment, the haircut is actually too much for a man that's 47. We understand you still got a full head of hair, you want to flaunt it, but a more conservative haircut with a lot less coloring in it, a lot of less of the accoutrements to try to darken it up would be well appreciated. When you get to that age, women are really looking more for a naturally handsome, masculine looking man. They're not looking for you to be done up like some 20-year-old kid out in the barbershop with all this Beijing on you with the mohawk and all that. It's a little bit too much. And you can see as you can see, he just lost one of the more attractive women as far as what I rated in the lineup. So let's jump back in and break it down some more, family.
On to our next lady over here. Your name and age.
Hi, I am Kiki and I am 52.
And Kiki, what do you do?
I am in healthcare administration.
And why did you end up popping your balloon?
It's kind of cliche, it's a little sad, but only because of the shoes. Like, I like the signature, obviously, but it was like the shoes kind of threw me. Like,
Really?
moon boots.
Gucci?
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't that it was Gucci. It was more that it was just shoes. I like the shirt. I like the fit, but
And as you can see, Kiki, like I said, she was one of the more attractive women in my rating too. She's one of the proof that black doesn't crack. When you look at her, she still looks good for her age. And it's foreshadowing to what I went back and said in my initial comment about all of the logos. She says that the sneakers look too clunky. And his response was Gucci. And my sentiment has always been, family, just because it's name brand, just because it costs a lot, don't make it fly. When you look at it, the shoes are just, they look childish. They don't really go with what he's wearing. They don't go with his age range. I know some people believe that they can get by with wearing anything they want. They wear whatever they want and they don't want to dress their age. Well, you can do that. But when people are out here and they're dating and they're dealing with first impressions and initial impressions of you, stuff like this can turn women off. I was always told one of the first things women look at to see if they are attracted to a man or not is his shoes. And when you come in with some big chunky ass sneakers on, sometimes it throws women off, even if you play the grip for them and even if they are designer. And see, you can see that this guy, he thinks because he comes in clad in Gucci that that's going to attract the women. That's not always the case. If you're a well put together guy, you look good, you smell good, you might can get away with a $20 outfit on. It depends on how attractive you are to the women. The logos aren't always going to do it. This gentleman did not find love, even though he came out clad in all his fancy garments with all of his big time brand names on. He didn't find love. He's a run-of-the-mill gentleman. He's not extremely tall. And a lot of times, men, I'm telling you this from experience, you can mitigate not being tall by having your physique in impeccable shape, by exercising, by keeping yourself in top-notch physical condition. And you can see this gentleman doesn't do that. And it may be because he's so busy in his business endeavors and in his pursuit of money and him being successful in his career. But you still have to make time to keep your physique up, especially when you get into your mid to late 40s, going into later age. You want to be the man that women look at and be like, man, he's still in impeccable condition. He's a good looking man for his age. And you want to still to be able to garner that kind of sexual attraction from women, which this man just doesn't. You can look at it as apparent. He just doesn't set that fire off in these women that initially attracts women from their first impression of them. That's going to be all for me on this episode of Inside the Storm, family. Let me know if you like my rate and review of the Balloon Pop Show. And just leave me a comment to tell me what you think. Was I off in my breakdown and my analysis of these women and their appearances and their fashion sense? Or was I way off? Just let me know. I'm a fashion connoisseur. I'm a gentleman of leisure. Part of my job is sizing women up, the way they look, the way they interact with men. So let me know if I was off. I want to thank y'all for joining me on this episode of Inside the Eye of the Storm family. If you will, hit that like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to join me for every episode of Inside the Eye of the Storm. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, you can hit either one of these boxes up in the corner to check out one of my other videos. I do numerous reaction videos and I give a lot of social commentary on a myriad of topics. Thank you, family. I also want to thank you for me reaching the 1,000 subscriber mark here recently. The channel is growing immensely at a relatively fast rate. I'm only 16 videos in and I'm already at 1,000 followers. Thank you, family. I greatly appreciate it. I love you all and welcome to the Hall of Fame family. That's going to be all for me on this episode, family. I'll see you next time. Peace.